Hello students. If I look familiar, it's just because I'm Mr. Josh's cousin, TV Josh, and I'm here to talk to you about goal setting. Goal setting is a very important skill and has 5 main aspects, and they are used to spell out SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Now we'll go through each one of those in detail, but first let's walk you through what my goal is. Before we go more in depth on goal setting, I'm going to walk you through the goal that I'm going to be demonstrating with you today. My goal is to do a run, a free running run. Free running is like gymnastics outside. I've been too scared to do this run, so it's my goal to complete this run for you guys today and show you the 5 steps to complete it. Before we go through the 5, I want to show you the run so you understand what we're doing. The goal is to start up on this ledge. From the ledge, jump to the table, to the other table, to this ledge, flip off this ledge, land here, jump up on this ledge, and flip back off it and land it. Now, we will go through each of the 5 steps that spell out SMART to see if my goal matches the 5 components of a good goal. TV Josh here, back at the ledge. The first part of SMART is specific, and I think that this goal matches that category. It's very specific, as I stated. We're going from here to that front flip, come back up, and double cork off the ledge. So I have everything specific, very written out, and I know exactly what my goal is. The second component of a good goal is that it's measurable, and in this case, I think this is measurable. Whether I complete my goal is basis off if I do the moves that I want and if I land them correctly. That is what makes it measurable. The third part of a SMART goal is that it's achievable. It's something that you can do. I've been training these moves for a long time, and I think I'm ready, so I do believe that it's a realistic goal and something that I can do today. The fourth part of a SMART goal is that it's relevant, and relevancy means kind of the why behind your doing it. It's more for business goals or personal goals, but for this one, free running gives me a release. I really enjoy doing it, and I like seeing my body progress in the moves that I thought I could never do. So that's the reason I'm really doing it. So when we're talking about relevancy, we're talking about what's the underlying reason for why you're doing what you're doing. The 5th step to make sure your goal is a SMART goal is that it's timely. You have to have a time frame for how long you're trying to do it. So in this case, I would like to be done by the end of this video. Now, once you're starting to attempt your goals and you've made sure that it's a SMART goal filling those 5 categories, you need to plan out how you're going to do this goal, how you're going to go about actually doing it. So for me, I'm going to make sure the first thing that this jump seems kind of scary. It's really big, and I want to make sure I can do it before I go for it and fall down. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to just stride it. I'm going to back up. There we go. I'm going to stride it on the ground to see if I can make that distance. So I made the distance. So now we're going to move on to the next part. Now that we've strided it on the ground, I'm confident that we can do this on the table. So we're not going to do the whole run yet. We're going to make sure we can do it up on the tables, and then we're going to practice the next step. So here we go. So we know we're next step now. We're ready to go. Now that I know I can do the stride, the next part of the run and my goal is to front flip off of this. So before I do it in the full run, I'm just going to make sure I can actually front flip off of it. So here we go. So we're good for that part. We can move on to the last part. The last part of my run is a double corkscrew. So I'm going to kick my leg really hard off this ledge and twist twice. But before I can twist twice, I better make sure I can twist once. Now we're ready to do the run. One of the steps we don't often think about is what happens when you don't quite reach your goal. As you saw, I did everything I wanted to, but I just couldn't quite land the ending. So instead, I'm gonna reassess my goal, And I'm gonna change two things to make it a little bit more attainable. Instead of a front flip, I'm gonna do a front half to add a little bit more difficulty because I know I can do that. And instead of twisting twice, I'm just gonna twist once. I reassessed my goal and I did the run clean. Now, it's your turn. I want you guys to come up with a goal with the paper that Mr. Josh is gonna give you. Power. Oh, I'll take that.
No hands.